Hello everybody and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity with Calamity. So last time we got out of the ruins that we got ourselves trapped into, wandered through them, did some things, played around with like some of the puzzle mechanics that the game threw at us. Pretty easy puzzle, you just went in and lit some torches. But it was interesting nonetheless. After exiting the ruins, we ended up seeing a small cutscene and losing our companion. So that's that. And now we're out here with just the main character and the cosmic space pig, and I'm about to search this dead body down here. And for a moment, there was still creepy whispering before I started the recording, so that was interesting. Oh, I still hear the whispering. Never mind. So now we're in Valewood, trying to get to, what is it called, the Gilded Vale, and hopefully once I get there, I'll be able to find an inn and deal with this issue of me being at 50% of my normal max endurance, so that's going to cause some issues. We're going to quick save real quick before I get myself into some serious trouble. That's a ghost. Hey, yo. Ghost. Whoa, he's gone. That was definitely 100% a ghost, though. Like, okay, this is a cliff. So he was walking towards that. Is that like, did he jump off, I wonder? Oops. Like, I wonder if I'm like seeing, after that whole event, if I'm like seeing people in their last moments or something. That's another ghost. And now there's a dead guy right there. So I wonder... First of all, we're gonna run across here and not loot him because he is not lootable. Is that... There's some structure up here. There's some structure in the map, I think, that I can make out just barely the peak of a house right in here. Let's do it. Can't save one. Combat. Okay. Well, news to me. Well, not news, like... It's obviously like, yeah, okay, sure. But I didn't know I was in combat.
I'm here. Sleep would do me good.
Yes, I know you want to sleep. And I probably should use some of my camping gear, but I don't know how difficult it is to acquire camping gear. So you're going to just have to deal with being fatigued, okay? Oh, that's a cave. Oh, yeah, see? There's a camp over here. Why didn't it... Oh, I can walk across it. Before we go up there, though, if it's a full camp of these guys wanting to attack me... Yep. That is exactly what it is. And my phone's about to die. Okay. So these are the structures that I was seeing. Hey, money. And a cap. And a quarterstaff. The struts and supports are large enough to be the ribs and vertebrae of a dragon. Alright, that's kind of cool. Come on, Cosmic Pig. A bear cave? Alright, I have to do it. I have to do it. Gotta do it. Alright. Let's see what's in the bear cave. So, lootable thing here. Some... Oh, hi, bear. How's your sex life? Oh, it's so fast. Holy! Ho! Whoa! Hey! Yeah,
Attack!
Oh, it is so strong. That hit me so hard, and why can I talk to a dead body? Let's check things out real quick first. Mice crawl through eye sockets and over femurs. Gross. Anyway, let's open this chest first and get a spear that I can't use, and then we're gonna talk to a dead body. Lost spirit. A figure drifts suspended in the musty air of the cavern. Its form and features blur and twist in cascading ripples of incandescence. You feel its energy eddying about your limbs, filling them with a heavy chill. Let's try to communicate with it. You reach out your hand for the spirit. In a moment of contact, you feel as if you've been struck a blow. Head reeling, you tumble helplessly into the waiting darkness. Did I just kill myself? Light blooms at the edges of your vision. You feel the sun at your back and the weight of a bow in your hand. Oh, I bet I'm like revisiting his... Okay. You know suddenly that you have come a long way from the Vale, hunting deer. Now you are standing before a cavern, and the darkness extends far into its depths. Even so, your friend strides out before you, his head cloak flapping at his heels. His red cloak, not his head cloak. That's why it didn't make sense. You follow, heart hammering in your chest as he leads you deeper into the cavern. There's a roar like thunder echoing around you. Fear seizes you, casts you stumbling back towards the exit, towards the light and escape. You see a glint of steel, and there is a sudden, terrible flash of agony behind your knee. You scream, stumble, fall. Your thoughts are chaos, lanced through with pain. But in a moment of terrible clarity, you see your friend look back from the mouth of the cavern, his dagger daubed in crimson to match his cloak. Son of a... So this dude's friend like brought him out here and killed him, basically. And then there is a great dark shape above you. And then there is more pain. The vision recedes. Oh, okay, darn. I don't have something. The vision recedes and you are thrown back into yourself with seemingly resentful force. The corpse lies at your feet and the specter lingers. In the span of energy between you both, you feel a sense of questioning, of confusion, of anger. I will find the man who did this to you and see him brought to justice. I'm like a good guy, I'm a monk. For a moment, the spirit seems to burn bright, and your head fills with a sickly triumph. The spirit seems to weaken with the force of its own exultation, growing fainter and fainter until you are alone once more. Vengeance from the grave. Okay. Alright, cool. We will avenge a murdered man, bring the murderer to justice, hopefully. There's a good chance that this character's probably in the Gilded Vale, would be my guess. So we're gonna give that a go. Shattered pieces of crate are strewn across the dirt, along with a few muddy vegetables. Well, I'm okay with eating muddy vegetables. Like, could you let me loot them? They're just a little muddy. Like, it's no big deal. I wanted to say before going into this, because I have a feeling that these guys just robbed that caravan. The young dwarf tending to the stew looks up, startled, as he sees you approach. He drops his ladle, splattering stew across the ground. What? The bandit turns. Get him, you dogs, and make sure our new cook don't run off. Oh, okay, I can try and save this dude. Help, please, help. One of the bandits gives Tenfrith a kick as they pass him, and he huddles. No, dude, you need to, like, help me fight. Okay, so what I can actually do, though, is if I can try and position this bandit close to this other bandit with the bow. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to run for the bow guy first, because I can try and use Torment's Reach. I need to get a wound first, though. Why am I not able to get wounds? Oh, no, don't get disengaged. Alright, we're going to fight him, and we're going to go like this. There we go. I got another one. Black. Oh, I missed! Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. Okay, I got another wound. Let's do it. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. They've got some high, this bandit has some high dodge. There we go. Nice. Cool.
Sleep would do me good.
I know you're tired, but I am also cheap and don't want to go and use up all my stuff. Okay, let's talk to this dwarf fella and see if I can recruit him into my team or what.
Gods keep you.
By the flame, thank you, thank you, thank you. I thought I'd be stuck cooking for these ignorant weasels for the rest of my life. Or until they were bored with me, I suppose. I must get back home. I only hope that they haven't hired a replacement. The dwarf looks aghast. Listen, next time you're in Gilded Vale, stop by the Black Hound Inn. I'll let Pasca know just what you've done for me. I'm sure she'll do right by you in turn. Okay. Oh, to be back at my oven again. Okay, so he's literally just a cook. Alright, so speak to the innkeeper at Black Hound Inn. Oh, hey, he went this way. Why can't I go this way to leave this map? Huh? 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 Oh, hey, there's a dead body up there. Let's grab some, like, food and stuff here. This could be useful in the future. We're gonna do this first, and we'll search that. The tent is empty, but for a pair of stained cots and stink of unwashed bodies. Okay, so I was right. Yes, these are in fact the bandits who seemed to have taken this. Oh, hey, there's a wall there that seemed to have attacked this caravan, dragged all the shit back with them to their camp, and then kidnapped that young dwarf cook. Dude, my accuracy being this low sucks. I miss so often. Sorry, pup. But, oh, hello. These aged walls appear to have once encircled the entire glade. Only a small fragment remains, and stairs leading to the top of the structure have crumbled away. Examine it more closely. The heavy bricks are slick with moss, presenting a hindrance to climbing, but the stones themselves seem sturdy enough. Given the right tools, one might easily reach the top. Let's not for right now. So I'm worried I'm going to end up with, like, more fatigue. Never mind, let's do it because I don't see any other option to get up there. So we're going to try and scale the wall. You find a handhold upon one of the large... Those sound effects don't sound good. You start to pull yourself up, but the uneven bricks and odd angles of ascent make the climb difficult. After a short distance, your arms begin to burn too fiercely. You are forced to drop back down to the ground. Dang it. Okay, so there's stuff up here, and I'm guessing that's another ghost figure type thing eventually that I can try to talk to. But I just don't have what it takes right now to climb that wall, apparently. There's a folded note. Grass is still flattened behind the wagon's wheel. Barrels of cabbages, potatoes, and squash have been overturned and abandoned. Hey. Alright. So, we're heading down into Gilded Vale. Will take you 8 hours to complete your journey to Gilded Vale. Okay.
I only need a minute.
We don't have, neither one of us has a minute, okay? You need to get to Gilded Vale, and then you can get to an inn. So now that I'm here, this place doesn't look too... Okay, there's some decent structures. I was just seeing that one that I'm, like, standing near, just like all these crumbly fences and stuff. Oh. Oh.
You must be one of the new settlers. Welcome to Gilded Vale. You'll be pleased to know that we've had some recent vacancies here.
What? Do you welcome everyone this way? The only answer you hear is buzzing of flies from the tree.
Of course, we'll need to make some inquiries first. The inestimable Lord Radric VII has taken great pains to insulate our town from Widewind's legacy. Have you ever sired a Hollowborn child?
What?
An infant born without a soul, of course. Lord Radric has made it his first priority to eliminate this scourge from our village. I should warn you, stranger. Here in Gilded Vale, we have a special place for dissidents, charlatans, and those who would hide a curse in our midst.
Steps to the side and inclines his head ever so slightly towards the deformed tree.
His lordship's wife is with child and due any day now. Without his approval, I shan't be able to find you a permanent settlement. It will have to wait until after the birth. We can continue our interview then, after the bell tolls from Radric's hold to signal my lord's new heir. In the meantime, you can find temporary accommodations at the inn just southwest of here.
Said something about Hollowborn and Widewind's legacy before. He blinks. I forget that you foreigners do not have this curse in your homelands. The Hollowborn have been a scourge upon the Deerwood for almost 15 years now. He lowers his voice to a whisper. Children born without souls. He shakes his head. Pitiful, dumb things that breathe barely, but do not truly live. Some say the Hollowborn are a disease. Some say they are a punishment from the gods. He raises his empty hands. In truth, no one knows. But they began spreading after the Saints' War, and so the name Widewind's legacy stuck in honor of that foul, blasphemous pretender. His voice shakes with vitriol. I see. Lord Radric decrees that may seem strict at times, but he has our best interest at heart. He nods. I mean, murdering a shit ton of people and hanging them up in a gallows tree? I don't know. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate. It's important everyone in Gilded Vale understands our rules. I do not want to ask him about this because the Beowick stuff and all the soul stuff, and they're talking about like Hollowborns, things born without souls. I'm not sure he's going to be too happy with me saying that. Wait, what did I say? Before I got here, I saw several people conducting a strange ceremony near some ruins. He regards you carefully. You'll want to mind where you mention that. Trespassing on Ingwithan ruins is illegal, not to mention dangerous. You probably saw someone attempting some new ritual to appease the gods. People will try anything these days. Barath have mercy. We certainly have. Let's just say maybe so. Okay, it looks like I have to talk to him.
Whatever your problem, it sounds like a matter for an animancer. However, the only animancer in Gilded Vale isn't in any condition to speak.
You...
Consider yourself fortunate. After she failed Lord Radric, we saw to it that she wouldn't profit from the misplaced trust of others. A bad cure is often worse than none at all.
You a-hole.
But if you're set on finding a bottle of troll piss or a dead Audra pebble to rub on your forehead, you're welcome to check her pockets. A little corpse stink is nothing when you're digging for shit. My advice, however, is to be satisfied that you escaped and leave it at that.
You're... I don't like you, you Weasley shit.
Keep out of...
Listen!
Oh, the baby.
2 tolls. Let that be the last. 3. Gods have mercy.
It seems your arrival is ill-timed. 3 bells toll only for the death of a Radric. I fear Lord Radric's heir is lost, or else Hollowborn, and so lost all the same. You should tread carefully. Circumstances have changed a great deal.
What do you mean? You come to us in a time of mourning. The legacy has struck at the heart of the Gilded Vale. Our efforts to redeem ourselves in the eye of Barath must be redoubled. What happened? He shrugs one bony shoulder. I will know more details when the messengers arrive. The vagaries of childbirth, perhaps. But that is not your concern. Does this affect the Lord's offer to new settlers? I can be sure of nothing right now. I advise you to get some rest. The inn, or stable for all I care. Find me afterwards. I will know more soon enough. I'm not going to do the don't threaten me, because that's just probably going to cause trouble. Farewell. Scattered between the roots are bracelets of twine, beads, wilted flowers, and notes half erased by the rain.
Were you looking for someone in that tree? I could introduce you.
Looking for anyone to help me feel better. He gives an understanding nod as he takes a long drag from his pipe. My condolences. He exhales and turns his attention away, watching the village around him. Welcome to our lovely village. Okay. I'm afraid I still can't help you with residence. Lord Redric's son was deemed a Hollowborn. This makes circumstances even more fraught than before. I'd like to know more about the Vale. We're a frontier village, as are most settlements in Deerwood. Gilded Vale hasn't grown much since its establishment in colonial days, and the last 15 years have seen our population shrink even further. He takes in the ramshackle houses and half-fallen fences. Hence our recruitment of fresh settlers. Why is things shrinking? Population shrinking? Waydwin's legacy, of course. Many women have difficulty bearing healthy children of late. A few years ago, Lord Radric decreed that no mothers of Hollowborn are allowed to in the Gilded Vale. Mouth tightens in a firm line. His lordship dealt swiftly with the objectors. It may be harsh, but if it purges us of this curse, is it not worth it? I think you're just killing people for no reason, and the curse is not in the specific mothers themselves. So, yeah. Tell me about the ruins behind this tree. That's what's left of the Temple of Aothos. His lips pucker. Lord Radric forbade worship of the dead god after the Saints' War. It's been abandoned for almost 15 years, but there are plans to rededicate it to Barath, the god of life and death. Enough about the Gilded Vale. You'll get to know the town well enough as you explore, I'm sure. Tell me about Radric. He comes from a line of nobles who have defended these lands since Aedir times. Radric II was an early supporter of Deerwood independence during the Revolution, and the current lord's father perished in the Saints' War. Hollowborn began appearing in Deerwood shortly after the war's end. Lord Raedric has taken upon himself to purge the curse of the Gilded Vale. His measures have been severe but necessary. Unfortunately, it may not have been enough if the bells were any indication. Our age's most egregious example of man's madness. 15 years ago, the people of I never remember how to pronounce that. Riedsera decided that Waedwin, their living saint, was the literal incarnation of the god Aethys. This supposed saint took it upon himself to liberate the Dyrwood, supposedly from the allegiances to less worthy gods. But I've never known an army to conquer a land for its own people's own good. The war lasted about a year, but you can guess that what that year did to the worship of Aethys in Dyrwood. Lord Raedric forebears had all been Aethasians, but after his father fell defending us from those fanatics, he personally saw the temple of Aethys here in town was shut down. He points at a few ruined walls near the tree. Beneath the vines are crude carvings of sun rising over 3 stars. Phalion. There are stairs over there. Oh. This is a soul? Vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from his past seem to call out to her. Maybe this is the dude that murdered the other dude. You see a pennant waving tall and sluggish in the wind, a rising sun embroidered on the banner, the vanguard of a small troop of paladins. The atmosphere is buoyant, if restrained, and their armor has not yet been tarnished by the elements. This expedition is fresh, young, filled with zest and zeal. At their head stands a commander, awkward in full armor but determined in step. Despite the excitement of his fellows, he does not smile. There's a twist to his mouth, his countenance grim. He throws up a hand, halting his troops. Silence falls among them, revealing a dark thunder, deep and low. He orders them to ready their weapons and spread out. Eyes dart from horizon to horizon, necks twisting to see the source of the sound. In the distance, dust and lightning rise from the ground as a Stygian cloud race towards them overhead. The soldiers stand, only the staccato movement of their breath betraying their nerves. The commander closes his eyes, calling a blessing down on his troops. Invigorated, invincible, they wait as the enemy draws closer, poised to attack. Okay, so there's somebody down here already. Rising sun and 3 down stars, the symbol of Aethys. Please help me here. A man lies resting against the wall, lit by the dim illumination of fading sconces. His gaunt, fox-like aspect and his face is pale and damp with sweat. One arm is held loosely against his side, sleeves soaked with blood. He gives you an anxious glance as you near. His features twist with pain.
How do you do?
Oh, is he another pale elf? Ha! Thought you were some... Never mind. Whoever you are, you've traveled a long way to reach this dark place. This temple isn't what it used to be. Probably for the best. Times being as they are. He groans and shifts position, wincing. I'm no looter, if that's what you're thinking. Not one of the faithful either. Just wanted to do some good, I suppose. Got my arm clawed up for it. Maybe you'll have better luck. Better luck with what? These ruins around us used to be a temple of Aethys, the scattered god. A grand temple at that. His worshippers would come from all over Dyrwood, from Riedsera even. Until the war, of course. Even then, you'd get some of the stubborn ones. The ones that couldn't get it through their heads that their god was dead and gone. But go on. Once the legacy started, Lord Raedric decided he'd been too lenient on the Aethasians. He had his people go in and put them to the sword. Left them down there, buried under a heap of rock. After that, Raedric ordered the temple sealed. It's been years like that. Up until recently, Lord Raedric hopes that if we rededicate the temple to a living god, then we'll be forgiven and the legacy will end. But until then, the temple is as you see it, unguarded. That's where you come in. Those priests, maybe they didn't have a lick of sense between them, but they still didn't deserve to go like that. Chopped down their god's house. Doesn't sit right with me. If you can get down there, find their remains, maybe we can finally give them a proper burial. No small task. There's coin in it for you if you need motivation. I take it you aren't supposed to be in here? Well, I meant to be in and out, nice and quick. I'm not hurting anyone. It's just Lord Raedric's forbidden anyone having anything to do with Scattered God. It'd be a little harder to explain to him than you. It's a good cause, though, isn't it? And you could make some coin in the process? Sure, I'll find him. And by the flame, I owe you a good turn. But listen, the temple's been sealed off for so long. It's crawling with creatures. But if you get past them, the priests would have been down on the lower floors. They'll still be there if they're anywhere. Those priests had all kinds of secret chambers, switches in the walls, trick sconces, and that kind of thing. Keep an eye out and take care down there. I wouldn't want to send someone else after your remains. I'll wait here by the stairs, blah blah blah. Try to patch myself up some. Okay, I actually want to go to the inn first, so I'm gonna do a hard save. Just in case I can't come back down for whatever reason. Okay, it looks like I can probably go back down. So we're going to go check some stuff out. I want to get to the inn and get rested because this fatigue thing is going to be an issue if I'm going to have to go down there and fight a bunch. I just don't want that hampering my character's abilities at all. Angry townspeople, Aloth. See four people gathered by the door to the inn. Hey, there we go. Their raised voices and chopping gestures suggest an argument reaching its climax. The first figure raises his hand for calm. His face is partially obscured by a hood, but his height and stature suggests an elf.
I meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
What's going on? One of the other men points to the hooded elf. His eyes are red from drink, but his gaze is focused. Mocking us even while he shelters in our village. Just goes to show what these fancy idea manners are worth. We don't take to that kind of treatment. We don't take kindly your types around here. Not from foreigners, and especially not from Adirans.
Go on. Say it again. I'm itching for an excuse.
Why, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
I'll cut that barrel-licking tongue out of your head.
This is a misunderstanding.
Why is
I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
Has he got a split personality?
That's where you're wrong.
We don't want your charity either, foreigner. Excuse me? Not good. As the last of the attackers falls, the elf turns to you, attention almost gone from his smooth face.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors. Thank you for your timely assistance with that awkward situation.
You're welcome, I guess?
Courtesy is a rare pleasure in these parts. Though your accent suggests that you are no more local than I.
Straightens his hood, and you note the remains of fraying embroidery on his gloves. His boots are caked with dirt of many months' travel, but the leatherwork beneath sturdy and fine.
Well, I suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvusser, at your service.
Yes, but I think you have a split personality, sir.
Well, I'm a wizard by training, and an adventurer by necessity. I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire. Both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I am grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land. And how exactly did you come to be here?
Traveling with a caravan, but we were separated near some ruins.
In Griffin Ruins? Well, those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. And half the locals would arrest you for trespassing, and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there?
A Buick.
And you survived? I've heard such a thing was impossible. But it seems you either have a knack for timing or the favor of the gods.
What were you doing? What are you doing in Gilded?
Excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale.
Yep. And you, like you said, I'm also a settler.
Indeed. In that case, welcome to Gilded Vale, a true refuge from civilization.
So how did you manage to cross those 3 drifts?
I'm afraid that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations. It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
You did tell that one man to go blank his sister. Ah, that. He clears his throat and adjusts his sleeves. As I tried to tell them, they misheard me. Happens all too easily for after a few pints. And the accent doesn't help. I heard the same thing. For just a moment he looks as if he's about to say something else. His expression brightens with mischief, but before he can speak, he forces a tight smile, biting his lip so hard you expect to see blood. Finally, his face relaxes and he shakes his head. Yeah, he's like possessed by an extra soul or something. I should speak more clearly next time. My apologies. You don't exactly look like a settler.
Begging your pardon, but neither do you. Yet, circumstances can find a person in the strangest of places.
Fair enough.
As should I, given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
Sure, why not, dude? You seem weird, and I want to know your story.
Excellent. I shall follow you.
We also have to figure out what to do about the murders that we just committed. Because those are definitely murders. Windows are clouded with the haze of accumulated smoke and cooking grease. Cool. Okay, Pascha. That was the name. I feel like floorboards are sticky with spills that no one has bothered to clean. Gross. Some kind of brown slob of congealing dishes that smells burned. I'm gonna do a little something here. Nothing? Nobody cares? Fine by me. That means I'm gonna jack the stuff from this table now too. Cool. Fan of Flames. I was actually just looking at stuff about that. I want to go talk to Tenfirth and get more beer. Spoons hang from the fire coated in brownish gunk. Hey, you need to wash your stuff, man. Ah, it's you, my savior. He makes a sweeping gesture to indicate the kitchen around you. It's good to be back. Do you think I will let this go unrewarded? I have decided that you have earned the right to one of my most closely guarded secrets. My dearest recipe. After this, you will eat nothing else. Cool. Got a recipe for crafting. A savory pie to keep you hale and hearty. May it serve you well in your travels. Alright, cool. Now let's talk to Pascha.
Hail, traveler.
Hello and welcome to the... Innkeeper looks up. Oh, it's you. Tenfrith told us what you did for him. It's such a relief to have him back. I can't thank you enough. Consider yourself a favorite of the house. Discounts on drinks, rooms. Tenfrith said he wanted to whip up something nice for you. He's already back to work in the kitchen. So, what would you like? I could use some reliable help. Do you know anyone looking for work? I'd like a room. I'd like to know more about the Black Hound. Could I see what you have for sale? Okay, let's start with what they have for sale. Oh. Okay, I just got a ton of experience. I'm sure you'll find something you like. We have the finest cooks in Deerwood. Okay, so they have a bunch of... no, I wanted to right-click it. Plus 10 max endurance, plus 1 might, plus 1 perception for 150 seconds. That's not bad. A delicious smelling pie. That's a 2.5 minutes. With a golden crust and meat filling, guaranteed to leave one feeling battle ready. Nice. Yeah, let's rest. Oh. Task complete. Late for dinner. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken, and find yourself in front of Gilded Vale's gallows tree, the creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face is shriveled inward like moldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she is mere inches from your face. Suddenly, her head snaps up and her eyes open. They are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts. With a gust of rancid air, she speaks a word. Watcher. You jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. More experience. Though it fills you with new, queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, if only to confirm she is truly dead. Visions and whispers. Find the dwarf woman from the dream.
Well met, friend.
I want to talk to her more, though. I can use some reliable help. Do you know anyone looking for work? Oh. Well, I wouldn't say I can speak for experience, but we do have certain sorts coming by looking for work here from time to time. If you want to hire someone, I'd be happy to send them your way. Let's see what I have to work with. Okay, level 1 adventure and stuff. Okay.
How do you do?
I'd like to know more about the Black Hound. Really? Let me see. The actual building's been here for years, but the Black Hound's fairly new. We got a lot of new faces in here too. Fewer than we used to, I'll admit. 10 for us, the big draw. I'm sure we'll get the big crowds back again in no time. I used to work the tables, actually, until the old owner up and left. Nobody's sure what happened to him. Even left his poor hound behind. That's the name, see? The Black Hound. It's still sitting upstairs pining after him, poor old girl. Place ended up in my hands somehow. My very own inn. A lot of hard work involved, but it's been worth it so far. Please sit where you like. Would you like a drink or a room? We have 2 available at the moment. I'm afraid we can't offer much in the way of good meal today. Unless you're fond of cold porridge. That is going to be it for this episode. I'm going to level these guys up off camera, and I will talk to you guys all next time. Please leave a comment, like the video, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. and more to come on Pillars of Eternity. So thanks for watching. Calamity signing off.